Hi everyone, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. Please check Iraq latest news updates. The top US Treasury official warned that the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) must address ongoing threats of dollar abuse at Iraqi commercial banks to prevent further repercussions against the financial sector in Iraq. According to Reuters, the official talked about fraud, money laundering, and the avoidance of sanctions imposed on Iran as examples. The statement of the U.S. official took place one day after the U.S. Assistant Secretary of the Treasury Department, Elizabeth Rosenberg, met with the Iraqi Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia Al-Sudani, where they discussed the cooperation between financial institutions in Iraq and the U.S. Treasury Department. The meeting addressed measures taken by the Iraqi government to undertake financial and banking reforms to reduce corruption in all of its manifestations, according to a statement issued by the Prime Minister's office (PMO). Rosenberg applauded the Iraqi government's outstanding efforts in implementing financial and banking reforms, which would support Iraq's attempts to strengthen its sustainable development initiatives and expand its economy. Last July, U.S. officials said that the United States barred 14 Iraqi banks from conducting U.S. dollar transactions as part of a crackdown on transferring U.S. currency to Iran and other sanctioned countries, The Wall Street Journal (WSJ) reported. The ban was imposed by the Treasury Department and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The step highlights the ongoing efforts to lessen Iran's access to international financial networks. The primary objective of the U.S. sanctions is to curtail Iran's ability to access U.S. dollars through Iraqi banks. By targeting these financial institutions, the U.S. hopes to disrupt the flow of funds that could potentially be used by Iran to support activities contrary to U.S. interests, according to a report issued by BNN Breaking. The report added that the sanctions are part of a wider strategy to apply economic pressure on Iran and prevent the country from engaging in illicit financial transactions that could fund destabilizing activities in the region. And amid efforts to address the overcrowding crisis in major Iraqi cities and the enormous pressure it creates on infrastructure and services, the Iraqi Minister of Construction, Housing and Public Municipalities, Bangan Rakhani, revealed that the designs of more than 20 new residential cities have been completed. During his speech at the ministry's first conference, entitled, "The Government Program and Solution to the Housing Crisis," Rakhani stressed that the deterioration in the housing infrastructure led to a housing crisis. Rakhani explained that 3 out of the 20 new cities will be constructed in the Baghdad Governorate. The Iraqi minister indicated that the population in Iraq has doubled since 2003 and that Iraqis residing in urban areas represent 70% of the population compared to rural areas, which has led to pressure on cities and the emergence of slums. Rakhani elaborated that the number of housing units built with governmental funding since 2003 is less than 7,000. The Iraqi official noted that the new cities will greatly help in solving the housing problem. Experts see that continuing to build these cities will address the worsening housing problem in a country with a population of more than 43 million people, create job opportunities, and end congestion in Iraqi cities. And the financial advisor to the Iraqi Prime Minister, Mazar Saleh, confirmed on Thursday that a possible agreement could be reached with Iran to use foreign currencies other than the US dollar to settle commercial transactions between the two countries. Saleh said that the use of an international means of payment other than the US dollar and a transparent trade flow with Iran within the international trading system will undoubtedly contribute to the stability of the exchange rate in Iraq. The financial advisor illustrated that the step would help achieve stability in trade movements with no negative impacts on the Iraqi economy. The Iraqi Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia Al-Sudani, revealed last Monday that Iran requested the use of any currency other than the US dollar in commercial deals with Iraq. Al-Sudani further explained that the Central Bank of Iraq (CBI) and the Central Bank of Iran are working on a mechanism to regulate trade between the two countries. Iraq is the first destination for Iranian exports, as the value of Iranian exports to Iraq between March 2022 and March 2023 reached $10.23 billion. Iran currently aims to raise the volume of trade with Iraq to $20 billion. Earlier in August, the spokesperson for the US Department of State, Matthew Miller, revealed that Washington is working closely with Iraq to ensure Iran's energy payments are managed in a manner consistent with US sanctions and cannot be diverted for illicit means. Gas imports from Iran are extremely important for Iraq to generate electricity. However, US sanctions imposed on Iran make it difficult for Baghdad to pay for the Iranian gas. Tehran is putting Baghdad under pressure to get US permission to disburse funds by stopping Iranian natural gas exports to Iraq, reducing Iraq's ability to generate electricity, and forcing the country to cut off electricity during the hot summer, according to Reuters. The US sanctions imposed on Iran force Iraq to pay for Iranian electricity only through restricted bank accounts in Iraq, which Iran can use to purchase its humanitarian needs after obtaining permission from the United States. Iraq heavily relies on gas imports from Iran but has recently invested in many projects to start taking advantage of flared gas and using renewable energy to generate electricity. Thanks, take care.